So, was it worth it? Honestly, if it wasn't for the sheer determination and stubbornness, I would say no, it was not worth doing this myself. Okay, so here's another project that I probably should have I should have just said no to. But because I'm a little bit too stubborn and because I can do it, I decided I was gonna make my own auger, and I'll show you what it looks like so far. So the plan was simple. Cut out some discs. I think this is 3/16 inch and a half hole, 6-inch diameter. Cut it and then put it in a jig and make the flights for an auger. They're supposed to look something like this. Okay, but man, this turned out to be a nasty thing. This 3/16 metal is a little stronger than I anticipated. I thought I'd be able to just bang it with a hammer. Nope, didn't happen. Here's a bunch of 9-inch pieces that I also just finished doing, and that took me most of the day, but just because I had to make a jig. Now, here's a couple that I did, and they do fit nicely, you know. So here's the 1.5 inch, and they fit around. So I'm happy with the way they turned out, but man, that was a lot of work. So what I ended up having to do is create this crazy jig. Okay, in theory, it's quite simple. I have a piece here with a slot and another piece with a slot, and then I welded a bunch of angle iron on one side and on the other side. So essentially it keeps this piece and this piece together, and it can slide up and down. So I was able to slide it in like that, and then I was just going to put it in the press and press this down, which would grab one half and move it down, whereas the other one stayed up. But the issue was that it squeezed this hole into a real oval shape that after wouldn't fit on there. So I had to make another contraption. So I took another 1.5 inch piece of solid steel, and I can slide it through the hole here. There we go. And fit it down in here. And then I had to, okay, so the issue was that if I just had that piece in there, it would take the bottom and it would move it over as the flight was getting twisted like this, okay? So I had to make a little pocket to hold the bottom piece. But then what the issue was is that this piece, it would pull it out, and then it would bend. This would be flat, and then this would be bent like this. Actually, I think it would be down the other way, and so that wasn't good. So I had to make a contraption where I can take a bolt and put it in here. So in that side, I have a hole threaded. So now I can tie this all the way straight down. And then the last issue was that as I was pulling them, these here would stretch so much that they would pull out. So I ended up having to weld this piece here and this piece here on the other side. I had to weld it against the bracket here so that it wouldn't pull out, and it wouldn't pull this way, and it wouldn't pull that way. So anyways, that's how it works. I'm gonna set it up in the press, and I'll show you what it looks like there. Okay, so here's the contraption in the press, and as I go, it slides the left side down. Sorry about the lighting here with the shadow. Then what I found I ended up having to do is continually hit this so that the inside flight will slide down as the left-hand side gets pushed down. And that's the only way I was able to make it. Man, I can understand why augers are so expensive now. But, and the crazy thing is that I'll probably never use this jig again. So, But I'll get it done. I got 3 more to go, and then I can finally weld those augers together. So here it is. It took me about 3 or 4 minutes to do. It didn't take very long. It just took a long time to make this jig and to work out all the bugs. So I would say from start to finish, setting it all up, doing the whole thing, takes me about 10 minutes to do one of these. And I had to do 5 6-inch pieces and 5 9-inch pieces. So was it worth it? Honestly, if it wasn't for the sheer determination and stubbornness, I would say no, it was not worth doing this myself. I guess an auger cost about a couple $100. Whereas now, with all the materials, not counting my labor, I figured it would cost me about maybe $80 for both augers, including the sheet metal there, or the 3/16 metal, and the 2-inch pipe for the 9-inch auger, and the 1.5-inch solid for the 6-inch auger. So under $100 for 2 augers versus maybe $300 or $400 if I had to buy them. But like I said, it was a ridiculous amount of work, and I kind of wished it didn't take so long. But I'm almost done. I'll bring you back when I'm completely done. Okay, so the 6-inch auger is done, and it looks pretty ugly. Definitely not commercially manufactured, that's for sure, but it's just going to dig in the dirt, so it doesn't really matter. I do wish that I was able to make it a little bit wider, as this is only about 3.5, maybe 4 inches. I wish I had been able to extend it a little bit, because this is only about 2 feet from here to here, but it really doesn't matter. The digging part is at the bottom. So what I think I'm going to do is, I got some AR 400 plate there that I picked up at the scrapyard. It's behind the ladder. So I might cut up a little piece and weld it at the very cutting edge right there. And the bottom, I think I'm just going to use an angle grinder and cut a bit of a tip into it, a little pointy tip. I don't think I need to do anything else with that. I think that'll work. And then all I got to do is do an adapter so that I can fit it in here, drill the hole, and then this auger's completely done. Tomorrow I'll see if I can do the 9-inch auger into the 2-inch core, just piping, and then I should be done. Man, I'm telling you, that was a crazy long project. I don't think I would do that again if I knew how much work that was, but anyways, now that it's done, I'm glad it's done. So there they are, finally done. A 6-inch and a 9-inch auger. They're 48 inches long, well, 46. And the cutting edge is only about 2 feet, but it certainly looks a lot nicer now that it's painted. I took a ripping bucket tooth and I welded it at the bottom there. This is hardened steel, just for a wear surface. But yeah, they turn out all right. Definitely look a lot nicer now that they're painted. Now I'm just going to have to wait for spring, then I can start digging.